think it's working. Let's see. Oh, we have a visitor. Hey, yay, it's working. I'm live. So I'm using a new software called Restream, which is helping me to actually stream to different places. So, hey everybody. I'm just gonna, you gonna come say hello, Mel? Come on then. Come say hello. Come on then. I'm here. Let's see if we can see the cat. Hold on. Just whether you can see it. Yes. This is Millie, everybody. Hi, darling. This house is full of animals. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hey. Hi, guys. This is so teething thing today because this is the new... I'm using a new streaming service, so yeah. Hi Trudy, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so glad you're loving the music. That's awesome. Millie has come to join us. Are you with us today, sweetie? Yeah. Oh. So as most of you know, this is so not helpful or planned. Not helpful or planned, Mill. I am currently at my sister's house because I came back from Hawaii about a month ago, just for a bit. And she has a lot of animals. So we have 2 cats, lots of rabbits and guinea pigs, which I showed last week. So if you didn't catch that video, go and check that out. And then also they have got 2 new puppies, which is awesome. A lot of work. I love puppies, but they are a lot of work. It's definite. So, okay. So I think this is working. I think I'm just checking. Please say hi in the chat if you can hear me, because I would love to hear from you, and let me know where you're listening from, because we've got a lot of people the other day when I did a live. They were like, oh, we're from like different places in America, some from Australia, and it was just like, yeah, there's loads of everybody on from different places, which is awesome. Honey, this is not practical, sweetie. Come on, down you go. Good girl. Awesome. Yes, we've got people on. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm going to stop checking everything and I'm going to get on. Hey, thanks for the waves. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Oh, Charles. Young. Oh, hey, how you doing? Hope you're okay. So Charles is my trainer in Hawaii, so please don't shout at me for not working out while I've been here so far. So yeah, I've got my butt kick when I go back to Hawaii. It's all good. So hey, so today what I wanted to do is something a bit different. Normally I'm kind of on the phone, I'm wandering around, or I'm playing little bits of music to you, which I am going to be doing that as well today. But as I said, this is more of a setup today. I'm just kind of testing out a few things, but I really wanted to talk today because I had quite a lot of emails and texts and comments last week and messages from people about the Unlocked album, and I've now got cat fur on me from the Unlocked album, and they were asking me questions about it. So I was like, do you know what, it might be kind of cool to do more of a Q&A session and a bit of behind the scenes. So if you do have any questions that you want to ask about the music or anything that I'm doing about the new album, just pop it in the chat and I will totally get around to answering that today on this live. So yes, but yeah, I really want to talk about that. And then I'm also going to play you one of the tracks off the album as well. I'm actually going to play it for you, well, not play, but actually stream it for you live. And it's just a little ditty off the album, off Unlocked, which is one of those fun songs, which I'll talk more about that in a bit. Okay, so awesome. Thank you so much, everybody's on. And I've got a couple of questions coming through, so thank you. Right, so what I wanted to talk about is, I had a question come through, and I'm really sorry because I can't remember your name, but I had a question come through and they were asking me, why did you call the album Unlocked? I suppose it's a bit different. I don't know. It just kind of, that's what struck me when I wrote the album. So for me, Unlocked was really about, it was about a way, really Unlocked, the concept came out of my viewpoint of the album, if that makes sense. So Unlocked for me, when I started the album, I remember feeling very nervous about stepping out. It was the first album that I was going to write and kind of produce semi on my own. I had a producer that came in, a co-producer. It was going to be something that I put out for the first time. Previous to that, all the music that I'd done had either been for session musicians or session DJs, or it had been under a record label and it was for a certain management company. All good, all fine. However, I wanted to have a huge creative control. And so what that did for me was actually unlocked my creativity, if I'm really honest. So I remember starting it feeling so unsure of myself, so fearful, didn't know that I would actually get this album done or finished or get it out into the world. And step by step, each stage that I hit a level of fear, something new unlocked in me. And that's really why I brought the name came through. So for me, it not only unlocked my creativity, I became a leader. I felt like that part of me was unlocked. It unlocked elements of my mindset. I literally was like, I remember, I think I might have told this story before, but I remember being nervous to even ask Paul Reed, who is the guy who's the producer on it, my friend that actually recently passed away. But I remember being so nervous to ask him to write and produce with me. Because at that point I was just feeling like, oh, I don't know whether I can do this. This isn't, whether it's going to work, all that stuff. But what that did for me, as I started to step in and step past that fear, it unlocked new levels of me. And that's kind of what kept on happening throughout it. Like every part, I remember stepping into the studio, recording the vocals, feeling like I couldn't do it. A new level of confidence was then unlocked because I stepped through. And that was the point. We have a choice at this point to either listen to the fears and stay back, or actually step out and really go for it. And that was it with the album. Every part of this, I was unlocking a new version of myself. And that's really where Unlocked came about. And I remember sort of writing a little bit about it. And this is kind of my concept of what I saw Unlocked to be. And I'm just going to read you a bit. So Unlocked is really about how do we unlock a life without limits, a life where we aren't held back from our fear, where we aren't afraid to express who we are, to be who we truly are, and to go for our dreams and make them our reality. That for me is a life without limits. That for me is Unlocked. And that's what the album became. The album became that very thing for me. So yeah. That was the reason. So in answer to that question, that is why I called it Unlocked. It is strange because there isn't a song on the album that is called Unlocked, but that was the concept and that's why it came through. So yeah, there's a bit of backstory. So yeah, I had another question as well. So I had so many emails this week, so I'm really sorry that if I didn't get a chance to respond to everyone. Everyone's been so kind. We've had some real great sort of messages coming through. And one of the questions that also came was like, how do I write and record my actual songs, and where do I get the inspiration from? So this process, and do you know what? It's different for everybody, I have to say. Everyone has a different process. So I'm just going to share you mine, but let me just see it coming through. Hey, Elizabeth. I can see people that, oh, bless you. This is so cool. Thank you so much, guys, for the messages. It's so good to hear from everybody. That's cool. Oh, I love you too, sweetie. That's so cool. I miss you. So super distracted today, can you tell? It's like one of those days, like full on, so much has happened today. Lots of animals around the house, which keep me distracted. But yeah, so my music process, how I write, how I get inspiration. So originally when I first started writing, I definitely evolved. Originally I would tend to just get the vocal line, or I used to get especially, and this still happens too, like lyrics. So there'll be like a line that just keeps going around my head, or I'll hear something and it'll spark lyrics, and I'm like on my phone writing it out as quick as I possibly can, or journaling it out. And that was definitely a process of like lyrics and poetry sort of came through, and that's where I would write. And often the inspiration would come from people I'd seen, or things that I'd experienced, heartbreak, loss, all that kind of stuff. I used it as a source to kind of create, which obviously creates powerful, emotive songs, especially some of the ones on Unlocked. sometimes back then especially, I would get like a tune, and I wouldn't have the lyrics, I just have a tune go around my head and I'd be like singing it all day, and it'd be like constant, like literally and I'm like, okay. And then when I got to sit down and write, that's when it would all flood through. The least form, because it was actually me sitting at the piano or actually like playing guitar. That was probably my least favorite at that point, because I felt very limited, and I'm still not an amazing player. Like, I'm still learning, and I use my piano playing and my uke playing to just write with now. So hey guys, that's loads of messages coming through. I'm just checking in, just making sure. Yeah. So this is cool. Hey guys. Hey. Nice to see everybody. So that was very much the process around Unlocked. One of the things that I felt that I was still exploring with Unlocked, I was still, and even now I'm still exploring my process and how I write, how I step out, and how I record. So I loved Unlocked in the sense of learning curve, even how I recorded, what I wanted, having the creative vision for each songs. I really sort of would kind of get in and ask even more for what I wanted, or wouldn't let things go if it wasn't sounding right, which that's the first time I'd been that sort of like direct, which I was so pleased about. But the writing, that's what kind of came through. A couple of the tracks, which I've spoke about before, were very heartfelt on the album. Completely is one of them. I wrote that about a friend who committed suicide, and that obviously that came out of that pain. There's a couple of songs on there which are just fun little ditties. A lot of love songs. Obviously, that was my inspiration back then as well. But what's been interesting is my process now. So obviously, since I've been in Hawaii, I mean, it's a beautiful place. It's very inspiring. Put me by the sea and on the beach, I am the happiest girl ever. So it's been a beautiful place for me to write. But what I found, my style of writing has definitely shifted. So not only am I using more sort of like the instruments to help me write, what has been the greatest source is actually I've been using my meditation to do that. So actually getting into meditation, getting into that state where I feel like a creative flow starts to happen. And this is more of an internal thing. And then from that place writing, because that place really brings a truth in the creative source, if that makes sense. And that's what's been super amazing to see the shift, and super amazing to feel it as well. So I feel more congruent, and that's the difference before. So, and I'm not even just with Unlock, before this, like I would be writing stuff and I'm like, this is okay, it's good, but there's something missing. What I find now is if I go into that place of connection or meditation, and then I write from that place, or I write from a place of state of joy, or, you know, whatever it is I'm feeling, I'm really connecting into that, some amazing and beautiful things happen. So that's my process of writing right now. I then, the next stage, just to kind of give you background. So if I'm like writing and I'm like, oh, what's the chords? And I'm working them out, and then I'm singing and I'm playing and getting, like there's one I'm literally writing at the moment, and I'm like, all I've got is the chords and a bit of a melody line, but no lyrics, which is unusual for me. But I can feel something's coming through, and I will wait for that message to kind of come through and then write from that space. And then from here, so leads me on to the new stuff that's been happening, which is another question that we had, was about the next album. So, which I mentioned before. So I'm in the middle of recording a new album. We've just finished one of the tracks, which I've played for you guys live probably a couple of months ago. And that track was really done in the sense of like, okay, let me tune in, let me write, let me get into flow, writing that in that state, and then I take it to the producer, and from that point we work it through. We look at keys, the key that it's in, we look at the tempo, does it feel right, do we adjust it until we kind of get a setting and we go, right, this is it. Then we bring the musicians in and we work with them, and I say, right, we want this kind of style and this kind of, and then we'll orchestrate the cello parts which she brought in, which is beautiful, like amazing. I can't wait for you to hear it. I'll give you some more info on that in a bit. So yeah, and that's the process, and until it's built up and it's recorded. So we've literally just finished one of the tracks, and that will then go on to be mastered. And mastering means that it's then ready to come out to you guys, which is exciting. Let me just check some of the comments, guys. This is awesome. Yes, alignment, flow, yeah, totally. Oh, hey Susan. Thank you. So a couple of people are saying can't wait for the next album. I honestly can't wait for this one to come out. Like, I am still finishing writing some of the tracks, so we're a bit away from it getting completed, but I am super excited because I feel so much more aligned to the intention of the album. I'm really bringing it out so that it connects, and it is not only my creative expression, but it actually connects to people's heart, because I think that is super important, especially right now. Thank you, guys. Oh my gosh, this is so many lovely messages. Thanks, guys. And just remember, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat, and I will answer those. They're all about music stuff. Cool. So in terms of the album, the next one, like I said, I don't have a set date of when it will be released. I am aiming for this year. That's my plan. I'm hoping that it's all get done within this year, and then it can get released to you guys. I am going to be releasing the first single off it though, which is the one that we've recorded already. And in the next couple of months, that's going to be released, and there's going to be a whole thing around that. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, there's some real beautiful stuff that I would love everyone to get involved with on that. But I will let you know more about that very shortly. So hopefully that will help. So let me just check. I think there was a few. I just made notes today because what I find, I do these lives and I waffle forever. So I want to make sure that I am on point today, a little bit more, less work. So yeah, I also wanted to kind of say thank you to people. So like I mentioned, we had a lot of messages come through, and I just want to apologize. I can't get to respond to everybody. So there's so many emails. I am trying, and there's so many comments. So if I haven't responded, I'm really sorry, but I just want to say thank you to a couple of people who emailed me this week. So Jessie Connolly, I hope I say this right. Thank you so much. You sent such a beautiful, kind message, so I really appreciate it. Brenda, I saw yours too, so thank you so much. Kirsty, yeah, she sent a beautiful message, and I know she's going through some stuff, so I wanted to make sure that you feel supported. Sending you big loves this time. Jamie, I don't know how to, I hope I said this, Johansson, because it doesn't look like Johnson, but hopefully I'll get that right. Katie Borches, she messaged me and said, I really like the fluffies. I did a video last week that featured all the animals that are here, because it was Valentine's Day and you need a bit of love. It's all good. And then Laurie, thank you so much. She said that she really enjoyed last week's song. So if you didn't get to hear last week, I did one of the new songs on the album, and it's called Love, and it's just like a upbeat, like Hawaiian influence, just laid back, beautiful. Like it's so much fun. So if you haven't heard that, go and check that out. It's just a little touch of what's to come. So awesome. Cool. Right, I'm just checking on comments, guys, before I move on. Oh, sorry, guys. I think sorry, I missed your comment. I'm so sorry, dude. Thank you so much for all the beautiful comments. I am scrolling it. It's hard to kind of grab everybody's, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't know whether you've, yep, I'm just kind of going through. Oh, he's asked me how I am. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Distracted today, but good. So thank you. Cool. I don't think there's any other questions coming through, so that's cool. So what I wanted to do tonight, just something a little bit different. I'm actually going to play you one of the tracks off the Unlocked album, and this is called Foolish Heart. It's just a little ditty. This was like a fun, jazzy number. So I fell in love with jazz at a young age. Jazz and soul were my absolute favorites. So I'm going to play this one to you in a minute. And this was some songs are right, have deep meanings, and then others are just little fun ones out there. And this is a bit of that, really. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to play this for you now. Hope this works.
When you're near, I just adore you. Nothing's clear. What can I do when I wait for you to come and tell me, dear, that you love me? Sit down here. I know you want me, but I sense I'm trying just a little too hard. Oh, it's getting clearer now. My dear, how come you don't love me anymore? There's something I've been missing. You have kept me guessing too long. Am I wasting time on you, trying to get it right when all you do is run for the door? Something is changing, it's all rearranging my foolish heart. When you're near, I despise you, it's so clear what I should do. I won't wait for you to come and tell me, dear, that you don't want me. Time to leave your presence from me. I sense you don't like this new start. Oh, it's getting clearer now. My dear, how come you don't love me anymore? There's something I've been missing. You have kept me guessing too long. Am I wasting time on you, trying to get it right when all you do is run for the door? Something is changing, it's so rearranging my foolish heart. 'Cause this foolish heart ain't loving you no more. Yes, this foolish heart ain't loving you for sure. I have seen the signs read between the lines. This love is running out of time, 'cause this foolish heart ain't loving you no more. Now I see past your lying, what you mean. Oh, stop your crying. We both knew that this was wrong, yes. Oh, it's so clear now. My dear, I don't need you anymore. There's nothing I've been missing, 'cause you have kept me guessing too long. I'm not wasting time on you, trying to get it right when all you do is run for the door. Something is changing, it's so rearranging my foolish heart. Whoa, something is changing, it's so rearranging my foolish heart. Whoa, something is changing, it's so rearranging my foolish heart.
Okay, hopefully all that worked and you got to hear it. Let me know whether that all came through okay. Guys, if you heard that, that'd be awesome. Just checking everything on the comments. Yeah, as I said, I'm using a new streaming service to do all this, so hopefully it all works. Oh, yeah, you heard it. Awesome. That's perfect. So good. I'm so glad you liked. So that's one of the songs that's on the album. If you haven't grabbed yourself a copy, you can literally go to my website, which is susannawestwood.com, and go and check that out. Also, if you haven't already, because I'm going to be sending out some really important information about the new album, the new song releases, and some freebie little offers that are going to be coming out literally in the next couple of weeks. If you haven't signed up to the email list, I'm going to put a link in where you can sign up to the email list, my own email list that is, and get one of my songs for free at the same time. So if you haven't done that, make sure you grab hold of that. I'm going to put the link in now. So all you need to do is click on that and you can sign up to that. So you can get some great new freebies and offers all for you. So I hope you enjoyed. I know this is a bit different, but I kind of wanted to do a bit more behind the scenes, a bit more cute, like answer some of the questions that keep coming through. And hopefully it's been interesting. And if you have any more questions that you want to know, or any of my processes of the things that I use to either write music or promote music, just message me and let me know, and I will do more Q&As like this in the future. Hopefully that's all good, and I'm just checking the comments just to make sure. I think we're good. Cool. So guys, have an amazing day. May it be blessed. May it be full of fun and joy today. I feel like we sometimes need this, especially when, like, here right now, freaking cold, and I just need a little bit more joy. So yeah, just focusing on that today. And if it's your nighttime, have a good night, guys. All right, you all take care, and thank you so much for joining me live. And if you're catching the replay, please message in. I will be in the chat later on. All right, take care. Bye.